February the 18th, and we launched Countdown for Freedom. And I kind of shared the vision. Here's what I want you to understand so that you can really be on the same page and manage your expectations the right way. Normally, when a visionary shares his or her vision, it's misunderstood by the masses. Number one, it's met with disbelief, and it's met with doubt and fear by most. I want you to just think back when all types of things took place that were visionary moments. If you look back, and we weren't around, but I've done some history, read some history about even when the telephone was invented. When the telephone was invented, I wasn't there, T. Gray.
I'm sorry.
Okay, but I wasn't there. But
Herb sent me this picture of the three of us,
and
he said, "I see red people."
Red people, right? But when the telephone was invented, here was one of the biggest things that people said. They guys, I'm telling you, they had the telephone. See, I told him it's adult time right now, right? Could you put him in timeout?
Yeah.
All right, put him in timeout, okay? Tunde, come put Tigray in timeout, okay? But anyway, when the telephone was invented, one of the biggest things that went on was people and citizens around America were saying how bad the telephone was, and that it wasn't true, that it was, you're not going to be able to have a connection and talk to someone from a different city or a different area. You're going to have to be face to face. And then once it happened, here's what they said. They said, oh, this is going to ruin society because you're no longer face to face with the person, and people are going to be able to lie. And so they said the telephone is a bad thing, and they actually did marches trying to destroy the growth of the telephone. The same thing happened with the internet. I'll never forget when microwave ovens were around, and my mom used to tell me, listen, it's bad for you, it's radiation. Don't ever look into a microwave oven. Now, there's no history that shows that anybody's ever gone blind from looking into a microwave oven. It's because when things are done or things are invented by a visionary, the masses have to catch up, and normally they're sometimes too late. And I want you to understand the internet had the exact same effect. It had the same effect with me. I never forget, even with bottled water. When bottled water came around, it was like, hey, listen, I'll never pay any money for water that's free. You shouldn't have to pay for it. The internet, I'll never put my credit card on the internet. Why? Because they're going to get my social security number. They're going to steal my credit card, or they're going to do this. And now everybody does online shopping. Everyone. As a matter of fact, if you're depending on brick and mortar, you're probably going to be disappointed. Amazon.com today, 30% of the retailers that are going out of business is due to online shopping like Amazon. And so what happens is sometimes people are very slow to adapt, okay? They're very slow to adapt. Guys, I'm looking at something on my screen here. Is this supposed to be here? I don't know if it's supposed to be here. The Apple ID thing?
You can close it. No, yeah, it's okay.
Okay, I don't know. How is it this one here? You go ahead and do it for me. Yeah. So it's very, for some people, it's very difficult for them to adapt to something new. And so when I had a vision of developing the first PRIB, or a perpetual residual income builder, it was a vision that I knew was the right solution for network marketing, not just for iBoomerang, for network marketing, okay? Because in 29 years, I've been able to watch what has happened throughout this entire industry. And I watched how I didn't have success my first 7 years. I watched what I had to do to overcome that. And I said to myself, very few people will actually do what I did to overcome those obstacles. And I'm not calling myself special. I was just specially determined. And I had a vision of not quitting because I didn't have an alternative. I don't have a college degree. I've got credits. I've got a lot of college, 5 years worth of credits, but I don't have a college degree. I didn't grow up with the pedigree of some top executive. My family didn't have a family business that I can take over. And so I knew that if it was to be, it was up to me. My goal was to be a professional football player, and I dislocated both of my shoulders, strained AC joint in one, and I realized that that dream wasn't going to come true. So I wasn't going to be able to be a professional football player. But what I did want is I knew how it felt to be broke. I knew how it felt and at some moments to literally be hungry. I knew how it felt to walk into the refrigerator and there's only Cheetos. And I'm not, there's not a pity party. There's only Cheetos. There's not meat. There's not a sandwich that I can make. They're cold Cheetos. And that was what I would eat for dinner sometimes. And while my mom was out working 2 and sometimes 3 jobs, I knew what it felt like to not have a home telephone when everybody else had a phone. And so I wouldn't trade those moments for the world, because it gave me the desire to know that I've got to do something different. And I'm very grateful and thankful for those who had gone before me, not only in network marketing, but anybody who had succeeded and showed that there was a different way of life. Because my early stages of growing up, I thought that I was destined to be just like everybody else around me. And it wasn't until my mother embedded certain things into me that I was special and that I was different and that I was designed for greatness. And she programmed me for that. And I didn't understand it at the beginning. But what happened is, because she just rehearsed it over and over and over and over and over into my mind, it was the lie that she told to me that I ended up making her tell the truth. And I want you to understand what I meant by that. When she would tell me that I'm wealthy, it was a lie. I was not wealthy. When she would tell me that I have abundance when it comes to finance and family and love, it wasn't the truth on the finance side. But what she was doing is that she understood how to program this right here. And this computer that we've got between our ears, ladies and gentlemen, I can tell you, it is the most powerful computer that's ever been designed. It cannot be replicated. It can't. And she programmed me so much that I would actually go out and speak the way that she would talk to me. And so when I would speak in that same fashion, I would speak abundance. I wouldn't speak lack. I would speak wealth. I wouldn't speak my current circumstances of poverty or being poor. I didn't know that I was poor until I got to college. And so I had this vision. And then when I saw other people who had gone before me, my grandfather told me, my grandfather had a 4th grade education, but he did very well. He owned a lot of real estate, never financed anything. His home was paid off cash. His cars was paid off cash. And my grandfather told me one day, he said, son, if you ever want to be successful in life, he said, find somebody who's done what you want to do and just duplicate what they've done. And so what I want to share with you is that I am not a great inventor. You know, if there was a characterization of who I am from a psychological or a mental standpoint, I would call myself the mechanic. And what do you mean? What do I mean by the mechanic? I'm one that you can show me something, and what I can do is I can identify the inefficiencies in that process, and I'm able to correct it. But I'm not the one who develops the process. I'm not the one who's the normal inventor of something or create scenarios. I don't know how to create a PowerPoint, but I can tell you what's missing in it. I don't create great speeches or whatever it is, but I can listen to other speakers, and I've got a photographic and an autographic memory, and I can identify what could have been better. It's not necessarily from a critic's perspective, it's just how I'm wired. And so what I did is, in 29 years being in this industry, I didn't invent network marketing, but I know what's wrong with it. I saw what I went through, and I saw what many of you have actually undergone. And I said, something's got to change. Something's got to change. 20 years ago, I wouldn't have expected that it would have been me who was going to make an impact in network marketing and change the way that business is done. You know, and it's probably just like Bill Gates. He probably never thought at an early age that he was going to change the way that commerce is done. Jeff Bezos probably didn't think, you know, that he was going to change the way that people buy and where they buy and what all that they buy. But a vision came at some point in time. And what happens is, in the beginning, it's met with opposition. You know, even some of the people who are with iBoomerang from the very beginning, when we were Countdown for Freedom, when they joined the business, they joined on emotion. And that's normally what people do. People normally buy on emotion, and later on they justify their decision with logic. They got so overwhelmed with the beginning and how new it was. I want to be a part of something new. I want to get in at the beginning. And getting in at the beginning is not what creates wealth. Getting in at the beginning and making sure you're one of the reasons that the company goes through momentum and growth is one of the keys to wealth. There's several people who join the very first day that probably won't make one single dime in iBoomerang. So it's not necessarily where you get in. It's where you engage. It's when you get in and where and you engage. And so when we start talking about the PRIB, when we start talking about using artificial intelligence, and when we start talking about data analytics, everybody said, oh, that's a hoax. You know, I've got a good friend of mine. He shared the opportunity with a person that he knows, and he says, oh, that'll fail. That hadn't been done yet. That's going to, and this is somebody who is probably, I don't want to say well respected, but who's done something pretty big in the network marketing industry. Okay? And so as much as I heard the opposition, it pushed me on even further. Why? Because I knew that if I'm introducing something that everybody agrees with, that means it's already too late to introduce it. It's already been done. All right. And so the more I heard, I don't understand. The more I heard, I don't see the vision. The more I heard, you got to explain this to me again. The more I knew I was on to something big. And so what you saw in Las Vegas, for those of you who were there, was the unveiling of what's going to be the norm in network marketing, and my guess within the next 3 to 5 years. I've already seen companies now trying to shift, and new companies who are about to launch, who delayed their launch so that they can adjust their launch to do something similar to what we're doing. You know what I say? Congratulations to them. Okay? Not, oh, they're hating and they're trying to copy us. Congratulations to them. Why? Because network marketing shouldn't be so hard. And some of you, some of you were there in the beginning, and some of you probably, you lost your vision and you lost your dream because you didn't see evidence quick enough. And network marketing, what we do is we get into this microwave oven society. And that microwave oven society is that society that we expect results immediately. See, a microwave oven, you don't cook the food. You think that you can stir the food into being well done. And it's just like that. Network marketing is different. It takes a while for this to develop. When you've heard us train, and some of you who haven't heard us train on the pipeline yet, the pipeline, remember we said it's an 18-month pipeline. Take a look at your calendar that you've got, okay? Let me see that calendar right there at the bottom. Take a look at your calendar that you've got, okay? When you look at the flight plan calendar, it's 18 months. Why? Because the 12 months is what we call a lunar calendar. That has to do with the, I guess with the astrology or the sun and the moon and all of that rotation. That's why there's 12 months. But there's also a rotation of business for business to mature, and it takes longer than 12 months. That's why we put 18 months in a calendar, which means that we're only through if you would call it, we just completed the first trimester. We've just now completed the first trimester, which means that iBoomerang has not even really given birth yet to what you're going to see. We've got 12 more months before anybody can say, I've gone through the first complete cycle of growth in iBoomerang. And look at where we are now, over 200,000 users that we have at the moment, and growing every day. The number of customers that we are acquiring right now and boomerangs that are going out right now have reached now 5,000 to 6,000 boomerangs per day, boomerang customers per day. We had projected that by January, we'd be between 7,000 and 10,000, and I may have to correct that. I believe we'll be between 10,000 and 15,000 per day is where we're going to be. But what I want you to understand is I want you to be able to put it all in perspective and understand that iBoomerang and network marketing is still a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's not a sprint. It's not a 30-day wonder, whereas you get in and wonder why you're not rich after 30 days. It doesn't work that way. It's not, oh, I got 50 customers. Where's my $2,000 check? I want to explain that as well, so that you manage expectations and understand why are you doing what it is that you're doing and why we put all of this together. We put all of this together not to create magic. We put all of this together to actually support you and to do the heavy lifting for you so that you can do the things that we were doing earlier today. Have fun, not be stressed out about how to do this and how to do that. Enjoy your business, grow yourself and grow your business, but not be so stressed out in the traditional network marketing arena. Guys, we are in, the forefront of our crib is travel, the front door. It's travel. And guys, I'm telling you, we've worked now for the first trimester. I got some announcements that we're going to make here on this call and about some fun that we're about to have. It is time to turn up the fun meter here. But remember, you can't have fun in the beginning, okay? Now, you make work fun, but it's not time to play in the first trimester. It is work time. And now what you're about to see is celebration time, and then we get right back to work. We go out there and work, we celebrate, and we go right back to work, and we celebrate, and we go right back to work. And the culture that you're going to see here is that people are going to be so glued to iBoomerang because of the culture of fun, of family, of finance as well. Fun, family, finances, the 3 F's, right? And so that's what you're going to start to see here with iBoomerang. And so many people now, once vision took place and we made an announcement, here's what the world said. Oh, it is real. And many of you still didn't believe it. I had some diamonds came to me afterwards. They said, listen, I've been working because of my belief in you, but I couldn't get it. I still didn't get it until vision, until Vegas. And that's normal, okay? Because the job of a visionary, and the reason they call them visionaries, is that they can see something that the majority of the world can't see. And what my job is as a CEO and the chairman and founder is to make sure that I'm the steward of building and assembling a team who are able to make that dream and that vision come true. And that's why we've got these guys here who have a great time. But I can tell you right now, they know how to shift gears. And when it's lights, camera, and action time, they are working like crazy. They are leading their departments like crazy. And we have so many others as well who are leading their departments. And I can tell you that this team here is I call it the award-winning team in network marketing. And so many people want to be a part of what it is that we're doing. That's when you know it's special. We had a person, just to give you an example of a story of some people who quit just too soon. And this message is not about quitting or staying in. I just want to explain some things. T. Gray came to me yesterday, he says, I got a story. One of the people that earned a travel savings bonus, his travel savings bonus was like $182. Was it like the $182 travel savings bonus? Now, here's the thing. They got in the very beginning of the business. Do you know that they quit? They actually called up customer service, terminated their account. They had actually given boomerangs out, okay? They had given boomerangs away and they had quit. Why? Because they saw no evidence of the boomerangs working. But remember, when you give a boomerang to a customer up till now, that's not a guarantee, or you're not setting a date that they travel. This is why it's an 18-month cycle, a pipeline, so that you may give a boomerang to a person today and they may not travel until December. Okay? It's not always, remember, and they're not traveling for your benefit. That's not what iBoomerang is about. iBoomerang is not let me help them for me. iBoomerang is let me give goodwill. And the principles of our universe says, because I'm operating on a principle of giving, it comes back to me as well. But I never give to receive. I don't give so I can get. I give so that I can make an impact. And when you make an impact, it comes back and rewards you as well. I'm not taking out the business element of it, but when you give to a customer a boomerang, don't give to them and call them up and say, when are you going to go travel so I can get a commission? It's for their benefit. And when they benefit, you actually get paid and you get rewarded. And so what we did is we saw that we were trying to, our IT was paying the travel savings bonus, and oh, well, this person is resigned or terminated. And so what we did is we called them up and called up their upline. And I think their upline Blue Diamond was Peter and Karen Hirsch. And I think they called them up and said, hey, man, listen, we noticed that you resigned, but you got a check for $182 off of one customer, I believe, two customers. Was it one or two customers who had actually traveled? The two boomerangs they gave away brought back $182 and they had already quit. They couldn't believe it. They say, hey, can I get reactivated? I'm so fired up. I'm so excited now. All right. And it's because, you know, they didn't have the faith to understand how it works. So I want to give you some ideas of what boomerangs really are. And I liken it to a gardener or to a farmer. Boomerangs are seeds. Boomerangs are seeds. And so what I want you to understand, what we've done is the corporate team and your upline diamonds. What we're doing is we're going to go out there and we're tilling the soil for you. See, that's the hard part that we've done. You don't have to go till the soil. You don't have to go fertilize the soil. See, what fertilizes the soil here is loot, loyalty, unity, edification. Working off what we call the IT factor, IT, integrity and transparency. We put all of, and there's so many other elements that I can't explain. That's tilling the soil for you. We built great relationships with our vendors so you don't have to go out there and do it. See, if you wanted to start your own travel business, you're not going to get the pricing that we get. Why? You don't have enough volume. It's just you. This is why you're part of a network, because the network brings back more benefits than you can do by yourself. I heard a person say, well, if I want to be a travel agent, I can just go sign up and be a travel agent. Yes, you can. And the travel savings commissions are much larger than travel commissions. See, the person who just got that $182, if he was a travel agent, that commission probably would have been somewhere in the neighborhood of $17 to $25. But he get paid off of savings, not off of commissions. It's a much different world, much different world. So we've tilled the soil for you. We've fertilized the soil for you. We've set the stage. What your job is your job is to go out and be a farmer. And with every boomerang, I want you to know that it's going to be a seed that you throw out. And remember, when you go out and plant seeds, if let's just say, for example, that you wanted to grow oranges, you can't take one orange seed, put it in the ground and expect a harvest. This is why you take a group of seeds. This is why you take several different areas within the soil and you go out and you plant seeds. That's what a boomerang is. You are planting seeds. And what you're going to notice is some seeds are actually going to return a harvest and produce some fruit sooner. Some may do it later, and some of the seeds may just wither up and die. It's just what it is. It's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. And so when I look at people like Shirley Xavier, what she's doing, and Renee Young, they're putting the odds in their favor. When I look at what Sam Bean and Kim Bean are doing with their, I think it's called the Team 100 or whatever it is that they're doing, that Team 100, you got to have 100 boomerangs. What they're doing, it's not a contest. It is saying, I'm going to show my people how to get the slight edge. I'm going to put the numbers, the odds in my favor. See, it's all a numbers game. All right. And so that's what it is. Now, how can you help till the soil? Make sure that when you go out and you give boomerangs, that it's not to a person that you don't know or who does not know a boomerang is coming. Okay? Don't just give it out haphazardly. Make sure that you show value for what it is that you have. Remember, boomerang, we're the only company who does it the way that we do it. Okay? And so here's what I want you to know as well, is that other companies who have a platform very similar to us, some of you saw it in Vegas, and you saw they're selling our same platform without the ability to receive cash back. They're selling it anywhere from $7,500 to $25,000. This is why those people who sell it at that price, they make sure that they have your undivided attention, and they show the benefits and they show the value of the product. Why? Because they're not giving it away for free. Sometimes free means cheap. Sometimes free means unappreciated. Sometimes free means it doesn't have much value. And that's one of the things about network marketing that we do, is that we gauge the quality of the business or the quality of our engagement in the business. It's directly proportional to the size of the investment that we make. And what happens when you do that is you shortchange yourself. I want you to understand that in order to put this together, it would be millions of dollars. But because of networking, we're saying you don't have to pay the millions. It's already been invested, but you get the full benefit as if you had invested millions of dollars. My question to you is, if you had put millions of dollars into the platform, would you take your business a little differently? Would this level of seriousness be different? Would your level of attentiveness be different? This is why what we've noticed, and I want to share some numbers with you. We've noticed that the people who come in at first class, they book way more travel than the other three groups combined. First class is the #1 booker of travel, then boomerang customers. Business class comes next, coach comes next. That's how it works. Why? Because typically when a person doesn't pay much, they don't value it much. Well, you know what? It was only $250 to join. You know what? I spend that on dinner when I go out on Friday nights. And so if I lose $250, it's no big deal. And that's the attitude that some of us have with the business. And what I want you to do is I want you to eliminate that attitude. And I want you to know that it doesn't matter if you came in and you're only at standby. You've got access to a multi-million-dollar opportunity. And you're going to have to change your paradigm and treat the business as such. Treat it as such. This is exactly what we do. Why do you think these guys are here to 10 o'clock at night, 11 o'clock at night, getting here at 8 o'clock in the morning, and nobody uses a watch to tell what time it is? Because we work until the job gets done. Why? Because we're focused on changing the world. Not just changing network. This is going to impact the entire world. You have an opportunity to be right there. And one of the biggest things that most people who are on their deathbed regret is that they didn't stick with the right opportunities longer, or they didn't take enough risk. And so I want you to make sure that you value what it is that you have. I want you to value this Saturday call. Do you know how many people are willing to take their time? You know, this flight school, it just organically happened. We didn't necessarily plan for Mark and T. Gray to be that good. I didn't think you guys were that good. No, you've grown. You guys have grown, right? We didn't plan for them to be that good, all right? but I can't get enough of them. I can't get enough of them. And these are guys who are who are working on our executive team, but these are two guys who've done 6 figures in network marketing as distributors. Okay? So they know both sides of the business. So you're not listening to people who've never done it. That's what's just different about iBoomerang. The people who are here on the corporate side, they have experience in the field as well. Don't take this call for granted. The way I've always looked at network marketing personally myself is I've always said that this call or this event is for me. It's for me. I don't care if nobody else shows up. Holton Bugs is going to get the most out of this event than anyone else. And it's led to some very good results because of my attitude, the attitude that I take with it. And so I want you guys to understand that's where we are. People now are starting to believe. When we announced Boom Mobile, it was like, okay, I understand the Priv now. And then, ladies and gentlemen, we announced our own ride share through Vibe Rides, and we brought the house down. All I have to share with you is this. We had a team of executives that were here yesterday. They actually came in yesterday, drove in from out of town, and from morning, afternoon until late afternoon yesterday, we sat here and we architected a concept that is going to blow your mind. See, what we realized is this here, is that there's been 2 major threats to network marketing. And I want to kind of share with you and unravel the vision so you really understand why it's important to have what I call staying power. Okay? It is 2 major adversaries or threats to network marketing. Specifically, if you've been at a product company, Amazon.com is a major threat. And I know some people are saying, well, no, my product is exclusive. It's not exclusive. It's not exclusive. Your same product is being sold on Amazon.com. Guys, let me share something with you. I've built organizations of billions of dollars of consumable products, and I saw my volume take almost a nosedive because my customers were calling me in the organization saying, hey, Mr. Bugs, guess what? I bought some of your coffee on Amazon. They thought that they were buying my coffee. They thought that they were doing me a favor, and I'm sitting there like, well, I don't get any volume from that. And they're thinking, why should I be on an auto ship if I can go right to Amazon and buy it when I want to, get free shipping, and get it delivered the very next day when my shipping took 3 to 5 days? It's penetrating the network marketing industry. The second threat to network marketing was Uber and Lyft. People said, well, hold on for a second, man, it's difficult network marketing. Why should I have to go to meetings, get up on a Saturday morning, watch the Tunicorns on a Saturday morning, read books, listen to tapes in order to make a measly $1,000 to $2,000 a month? I'll just drive Uber and I can make $1,000 a month. I don't have to go through personal growth. I don't have to listen to tapes. I don't have to have an upline and go to meetings and stuff like that. And so network marketing itself has actually dipped. So what have we done? Something simple. Some people call it brilliant. My mom always told me that whenever you find an enemy, keep them close so you can know what they're doing. What we did is we brought the enemy, and we actually brought the enemy in-house. And Vibe Rides, ladies and gentlemen, is no longer the enemy, it's our friend. So if someone says, I want to drive for Uber or do rideshare for part-time income, do it for Vibe Rides. Now, here's the difference. You now have the ability to own a share of your own rideshare company right here through iBoomerang with Vibe Rides.
Hopes you have enjoyed this program.